Here is your essential review for the Oregon Boater Education Card. Who is required to have a boater education card in Oregon? All operators of motorboats over 10 horsepower. This includes residents and visitors alike who are operating powered vessels. Next question. What is the minimum age to operate a motorboat over 10 horsepower? 12 years old. Youth aged 12 to 15 must have their card and follow specific supervision rules for higher horsepower. Let's move on. What is the minimum age to operate a personal watercraft, PWC? 14 years old. Oregon sets a slightly higher age limit for PWCs due to their unique handling characteristics. Next point. In Oregon, children under what age must wear a PFD at all times? 12 years of age and younger. Safety first. If they are 12 or under and the boat is underway, the life jacket must be on. Let's keep going. What is a slow no-wake speed in Oregon? The slowest speed to maintain steerage, under 5 miles per hour. You should create the smallest possible ripple to protect shorelines and other vessels. Next question. How far must you stay from a diver down flag in Oregon? 200 feet. Giving divers plenty of space is a legal requirement to ensure their safety underwater. Let's move on. What must you have to operate a motorboat on the Willamette River? A towed water sports education endorsement. Specifically between Willamette Falls and the Yamhill River, this extra certification is mandatory for towing. Next point. When is it legal to operate a personal watercraft, PWC? Between sunrise and sunset. PWCs are not equipped with the proper navigation lights for legal nighttime operation. Let's keep going. What is the legal blood alcohol limit, BAC, for boaters in Oregon? 0.08%. The limit on the water is the same as it is on Oregon's highways. Next question. Which document must be on board whenever the boat is in use? Certificate of number, registration. Think of this as your boat's registration card that proves it is legally documented with the state. Let's move on. What color are Oregon's validation decals? They change every 2 years. The Marine Board rotates colors, like teal, orange, or green, to help law enforcement spot expired tags easily. Next point. Where must the validation decals be placed? Within 3 inches of the registration number. They should be clearly visible on both sides of the bow, following the OR numbers. Let's keep going. Which type of fire extinguisher is required on most motorboats? Type B. Flammable liquids. Since boats carry fuel, you need an extinguisher rated for gas and oil fires. Next question. How many wearable PFDs must be on a 20-foot motorboat? 1 for each person on board. They must be the correct size, in good condition, and readily accessible. Let's move on. What is a Type 4 PFD? A throwable device, cushion, ring. This is designed to be thrown to someone who has fallen overboard, not worn. Next point. Boats 16 feet or longer, except canoes, must carry how many Type 4 PFDs? 1. This throwable must be kept where it can be grabbed and deployed in seconds. Let's keep going. What does a white buoy with an orange circle mean? Controlled area, e.g., speed limit. Check the buoy for specific instructions like 5 miles per hour or no fishing. Next question. What does a buoy with an orange diamond and a cross mean? Boats keep out. This marks areas that are strictly off limits to all vessels, often for safety or habitat protection. Let's move on. If you see a red buoy and a green buoy, where is the channel? Between the 2 buoys. Think of them as the gates to the safe water in the middle. Next point. When returning from the ocean, on which side should the red buoy be? The right, starboard, side. Just remember the classic phrase, red, right, returning. Let's keep going. What is proper lookout, according to Oregon law? Using sight and hearing at all times. You must stay focused on the environment around you, not just the water directly in front. Next question. What is the main cause of boating accidents in Oregon? Operator inattention or error. Staying alert and sober is the single best way to prevent a tragedy. Let's move on. In a head-on meeting, what should both boats do? Turn to the right, starboard. This allows the vessels to pass safely on their left, port, sides. Next point. Which boat is the give way vessel? The boat that must stay out of the way. This boat must take early and substantial action to avoid a collision. Let's keep going. When is a PWC operator required to wear a life jacket? At all times. Unlike larger boats, PWC riders and anyone being towed must have their PFD on at all times. Next question. What is lanyard stop switch, kill switch, use? It must be attached to the operator. If you fall off, the lanyard pulls the key and stops the engine instantly. Let's move on. Operating a boat in a no-wake zone at high speed is called careless operation. This can lead to heavy fines, especially if your wake causes damage to docks or other boats. Next point. How far must you be from a shoreline to go over slow no-wake speed? 200 feet. On most Oregon waters, you must be 200 feet out before you can open it up. Let's keep going. What should you do if your boat capsizes? Stay with the boat. A capsized hull is much easier for rescuers to spot than a single person in the water. Next question. What are the symptoms of hypothermia? Shivering, bluish skin, and confusion. Oregon's waters stay cold year-round. Hypothermia is a constant risk even in summer. Let's move on. To prevent spreading invasive species, boaters should clean, drain, and dry the boat. Zebra mussels and aquatic weeds can hitchhike on your hull, motor, or trailer. Next point. What is the purpose of an Oregon Aquatic Invasive Species Permit? To fund protection against zebra mussels. As of 2026, this is bundled into the Waterway Access Permit for non-motorized boats. Let's keep going. How do you know if a PFD fits a child? Lift them by the shoulders. It should NT-slip. If the life jacket pulls up past their ears or chin, it is too big to be safe. Next question. If a boat is towing a skier, what must be displayed? A 12 by 12 inch bright orange flag. This signals to other boaters that there is someone in the water nearby. Let's move on. When must an orange flag be displayed during towing? When a person or equipment is in the water. You must lower the flag once the skier is back inside the boat. Next point. What is the purpose of the muffler law in Oregon? To prevent excessive engine noise. Boats must not exceed 84 decibels to keep the waterways peaceful for everyone. Let's keep going. If you are involved in an accident with $2,000 plus damage, you must file a report with the Marine Board. The reporting threshold was updated to $2,000 for property damage, though injuries must be reported regardless of cost. Next question. What does draft mean in boating? The depth of water needed to float the boat. Knowing your draft prevents you from running aground in Oregon's shallower rivers. Let's move on. Where is the best place to anchor a boat? From the bow. Front. The bow is designed to cut through waves. Anchoring from here keeps the boat stable. Next point. Why is anchoring from the stern dangerous? It can cause the boat to swamp or capsize. Waves hitting the flat back of the boat can easily wash over the transom and sink the vessel. Let's keep going. What is carbon monoxide? An odorless, toxic gas from the engine. Exhaust can build up in the station wagon effect at the back of the boat, so stay away from swim platforms while idling. Next question. Navigation lights must be displayed when? Sunset to sunrise or in fog, rain. If visibility is low, your lights must be on so others can determine your position and heading. Let's move on. If a boat is 26 feet or longer, what must it carry for sound signaling? A whistle and a bell. Larger vessels need more powerful ways to signal intent during restricted visibility. Next point. What should you do if you fall into cold water? Try to reboard the boat immediately. Getting out of the water is your top priority to prevent the onset of hypothermia. Let's keep going. What is stage 1 inch of cold water immersion? Cold shock, gasping, panic. The first minute involves a gasp reflex that can lead to drowning if your face is underwater. Next question. When can a boater be cited for reckless operation? If they disregard the safety of others. This includes weaving through traffic, jumping wakes too close to other boats, or bow riding. Let's move on. What is the capacity plate for? Max weight and number of people. Never exceed these limits. An overloaded boat is unstable and much more likely to swamp. Next point. Before fueling, you should always turn off all engines and close openings. This prevents gasoline vapors from entering the hull and creating an explosion risk. Let's keep going. How often should you check your PFDs for rips or rot? Every time you go out. A damaged life jacket may not provide the buoyancy you need in a real emergency. Next question. What is the most important thing to do in an emergency? Don't panic and make sure PFDs are on. Calm, decisive action is the key to managing any crisis on the water. You've got the rules down for the beaver